Our story centers around a young man named Bart Bromley, a hotel night clerk with Asperger's syndrome and a secret he keeps hidden from everyone he knows. Bart struggles to understand people, so he teaches himself the only way he knows by watching them. In the basement of his home where he lives with his mother, Bart has built a surveillance system. Dozens of tiny cameras hidden in hotel rooms. From behind his screen, he studies how people talk, how they move, and he imitates them, hoping one day he'll learn how to blend in. Even at home, Bart watches his own mother through cameras rather than sitting with her at the table. She leaves his dinner on the stairs, and Bart mimics her gestures as he eats alone. His world is quiet, repetitive, and predictable, but that is all about to change. Later that night, Bart heads to work. The hotel is empty, and conversation is always awkward for him, but he manages. Around midnight, a woman walks in. Her name is Karen Peretti. She's kind, soft-spoken, and elegant.
Hey, how you doing?
You scared me.
Bart studies every detail. Her jewelry, her tone, and instantly guesses she's a wealthy and polite woman. Though she doesn't ask, he upgrades her to a better room.
Wait, wrong room.
What?
Room 124. Nicer. French doors provide access to the pool area.
Thank you.
What she doesn't know is that Bart is watching through the surveillance cameras he placed around her room. From the front desk, he opens her room feed on his tablet. Karen pours a glass of wine, changes into a robe, and relaxes on the bed. But suddenly, there's a knock. On the balcony door, a man appears.
Surprise.
His face is unclear, but the tension between them is unmistakable. He's angry and shocked she's there.
What are you doing here?
And whatever argument they're having feels dangerous. Before Bart can understand what he's seeing, his coworker Jacque arrives early for the morning shift and catches him watching his tablet.
Don't lie, it's insulting.
Hey, Bart.
Assuming that it's adult film he's watching, Jacque asks Bart to leave and replaces him for the shift, unaware that something terrible is unfolding upstairs. Afterwards, Bart drives to the gas station and goes to the convenience store where he buys some ice creams before heading back to his home. Later at his basement room, Bart pulls up Karen's live feed again. The argument has escalated. Karen taunts the man for cheating and reveals she texted the other woman from his phone. Then the fight turns violent. The man beats Karen. A gun spills out from her bag. Bart panics. He calls the hotel, but can't force the words out. With his heart racing, Bart jumps into his car and speeds back to the hotel, hoping he won't be too late. But the moment he reaches the room, a gunshot echoes through the hallway. Jacque bursts in and finds Bart sitting on the edge of the bed, frozen, while Karen lies dead beside him.
Don't touch anything. I'll call 911.
Shaking in terror, Bart wipes his fingers through the blood before realizing what he's done. Then, with trembling hands, he gathers the memory cards from the hidden cameras. But in his panic, he drops one. It slides quietly into a corner unseen. The next day, Detective Espada interrogates the hotel owner, Ron Benson, about Bart. Ron mentions that Bart has been working at the hotel for 3 years and has never been in any trouble. Ron explains that despite Bart's condition, he is smart and capable of his job. The detective meets Bart and immediately notices Bart starts babbling about his whereabouts.
I forgot my wallet.
Excuse me? Bart.
And
Right.
I stopped and
Bart?
got some ice cream on the way home. And
Hearing his way of talking, Detective Espada gets to know about his Asperger's syndrome.
I went home early around 3:45 a.m. and then I came back through the side entrance
Why not just come in through the front door?
because the side entrance is closer to the vending machines.
Okay.
But one detail alarms him. Bart says he went home after buying ice cream at a convenience store and returned back after he realized that he left his wallet at work near the vending machine. This intrigues the detective and asks Bart about how he bought the ice cream without his wallet, and this time Bart has no response.
Bart, you're a very smart guy, and yet what you're saying to me doesn't make sense.
Why not?
Because why would you leave your wallet near the vending machine? And if you didn't have your wallet, how did you pay for the ice cream?
Soon, he's taken to the police station. At the office, Detective Espada talks with Detective Nick Peretti, Karen's husband. Nick asks Detective Espada if Bart knows something about the murder. He also reveals that Karen owned a handgun for her protection. Finding his wife dead at a hotel, he questions himself what she was doing there at midnight. Afterward, Bart's mother, Ethel Bromley, arrives at the station furiously. She argues with Detective Espada, insisting Bart is fragile and must never be interrogated alone. Furthermore, she tells the detective that he will have to talk to their lawyer the next time. Later, she takes Bart home, but Bart remains silent. He won't tell her what happened. Late that night, Bart reviews his recordings again, frame by frame, until he notices something crucial. On the attacker's arm is a tattoo of a bird. A clue he can't forget. The following day, Bart is transferred to another hotel location by his boss. The place is quiet until a woman named Andrea Rivera checks in.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
She's warm, patient, and immediately recognizes Bart's condition.
What's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
Oh, Bartholomew Bromley. My name is Bart.
For the first time, someone speaks to him without judgment. Bart becomes fascinated. He even uses a camera hidden in his tie to record their conversation, replaying her words at home to practice speaking to her. The next day, in a grocery store, he runs into Andrea again.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. I'm just picking up some things for the room.
She opens up about her past. Her brother also had Asperger's, much worse. Bart feels safe, understood, maybe for the first time in his life.
I'm socially awkward.
Yes. My brother had it. He couldn't really function at all.
Later, when Bart goes back home, he finds out that one memory card from Karen's room is missing and is now in the hands of Detective Espada. When Detective Espada shows the footage to Nick Peretti, the latter says that he can barely recognize her as it only shows footage beneath the knee. Nick then tells Detective Espada to arrest Bart since he was the first who got to the crime scene. However, Detective Espada has no proof to hold him captive. Afterwards, Detective Espada calls in Jacque for further investigation. Jacque reveals that he saw Bart watching some footage that looked like one from their hotel's room, however he thought it was an adult film. Later that night, Bart sees Andrea goes out from a car and kissing the driver through the CCTV. When Andrea enters the hotel, Bart tells her that he did some fixing on her room.
They did some work in your room today on the AC unit, so...
Okay.
Though what he's really fixing are the spy cameras. After a stressful evening, Andrea drinks inside her room and attempts to smoke cigarette. However, she goes outside and asks Bart for a match to light her cigarette. Afterward, Andrea goes to the pool and tells Bart to join her outside if he wants some company. When Andrea was swimming in the pool, Bart suddenly shows up and shocks Andrea as she was naked.
This is a towel.
What are you doing?
Bart hands her a towel and tells her awkwardly that they don't have a lifeguard. Andrea then tells Bart to sit with her as he scared her. They sit together, talking under the dim lights. Bart asks her about the man that dropped her off at the hotel and kissed her, but Andrea has no response. Instead of answering Bart, Andrea asks him back if he has a girlfriend since he's perceived as odd, unsophisticated, naive, and stupid by most people. Bart says that he doesn't have a girlfriend. When Andrea asks him what's going on inside his mind, Bart suddenly kisses her and starts to panic.
Oh boy.
Nervous, Bart begins babbling about what he has done and apologizes to her.
What did you do, Bart?
Bart, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
Andrea then comforts him by saying everything is okay and asks him to sit near her as she caresses him. She tells Bart that loneliness makes people do crazy things, saying this Andrea kisses him back. Andrea reveals she's in love with a married man, someone she shouldn't be with. Everything feels complicated, she says. Bart whispers that he can be her lifeguard and tears began filling her eyes.
I could be your lifeguard.
Yeah, maybe you could. I don't know. I've never had one.
Andrea then leaves to get some sleep and bids him good night. The next morning, Bart tries to make himself look better. New haircut, suit, perfume, and even bought a new car, hoping to impress Andrea. But the moment he enters the hotel to meet Andrea, he freezes as he sees her with another man. And that man, surprisingly, has the same bird tattoo on his arm as Karen's killer. Bart rushes home, but the police are there, seizing his computers and cameras for investigation. The drives appear empty, so Detective Espada confronts Bart about it. However, in an awkward fashion, Bart simply replies that he deletes his stuff from time to time. But Detective Espada knows Bart is hiding something.
Well, see, Bart, I don't believe that. I don't believe you.
That's too bad. Belief systems can be very tricky.
After they leave, Bart retrieves a hidden hard drive and looks at Andrea's room footage. Bart sees Andrea and the tattooed man were in her hotel bed together. His heart breaks. The next morning, a devastated Bart lies in his bed and refuses to go to work. His mother goes to Tohi's room to comfort him. She encourages him to get back to his life even after hurdles. Bart surprisingly comes out of his basement room and joins his mother for lunch as they eat together on the dining table. Later that night, we see Karen's husband Nick and Andrea talks to each other in a car, and here we get to know that Nick is the one who killed Karen. The next morning, Andrea heads to Bart's house after not seeing him at the hotel. She's greeted by Bart's mother, who tells her that Bart no longer works there. Andrea was surprised and explains she thought he was just out sick and asks if he's home.
Hi, Bart. How are you?
I have a broken heart.
Bart tells her he's heartbroken over what she did, and Andrea apologizes. She admits that if things were different, they might ended up together. Before Andrea leaves, she tells Bart she's happy to have met him and won't bother him again. Meanwhile, Detective Espada is outside Bart's house spying and notices Andrea leaving. The detective then stalks Andrea's Facebook profile on his laptop. Later that night, Bart watches the footage in Andrea's room again and sees the tattooed man assaulting her that makes him panic. Bart rushes to the hotel and enters Andrea's room. Nick sees him and quickly pins him against the wall and leaves the room immediately. Afterward, Bart discloses his ugly secret to Andrea. He reveals the hidden cameras in her room, making her enraged that he was spying on her.
What's the matter with you?
Please, you need to see. Come with me, you need to see.
Bart calms her down, saying that he has something else bigger for her to see. Bart takes her to his house and shows her the recording of Karen's death. After watching the recorded footage on his hard drive, Andrea cries and has no idea what to do. She then asks Bart if anybody has seen the footage, and Bart says no. Bart tells her that Nick was a bad man. Bart wraps her around his arm, and they fall asleep together in his bed. The next morning, Bart wakes up alone and Andrea is gone, as well as the hard drive containing the footage of Karen's murder. In his bed, Bart sees Karen's gun that Andrea left. That same morning, Detective Espada discovers blood-stained towels and Bart's hidden camera in Andrea's luggage. Far away, Andrea hands the hard drive to Nick Peretti. The truth hits. Andrea and Nick were lovers, and together they planned to erase every trace of the murder. Moments later, Bart's mother hears a gunshot in his room and quickly calls the police.
Bart! Bart!
Detective Espada returns and finds Bart's room filled with evidence, memory cards labeled, and footage of Karen's murder playing. On the table, Bart leaves a note saying he should have given the proof earlier. Meanwhile, Nick and Andrea attempt to flee town, but the police pull them over and arrest them both as the truth is out. With the case closed, Bart walks through a crowded mall where he starts having interaction by greeting random people. That's all, folks. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more.